I value what you say about simplicity.
Mm.
What comes to me is there's this somebody, a friend of mine, really dear friend, recently shared something that it seems Einstein had said. Now I haven't verified this, but it's what he said: to make a thing as simple as possible and no simpler. So not to really take away the essence of it, but to really be able to share it in a way that is understood by people and it can then be used. And to me, that really has a immediate, powerful resonance. I really enjoy that.
Mm.
I'm wondering if you want to say a little bit more about the No-Fault Zone game itself, like how did it come into being? What is it really? And
Yeah.
how do you play with NVC? What does that mean?
Well, actually, it's called a game, but it's not really a game that you play cards with like a usual game. It's a support for the learning.
Mm,
It's a pedagogical game.
mm,
It came from two teachers more than 20 years ago, two American teachers, Sura Hart and Victoria Kindle. When Marshall Rosenberg, the founder of NVC, said, well, I invite you to share NVC in schools, in educational systems, and so on. So they were invited by the founder to create something. They created training. They were going from many schools trying to change the paradigm of the power over to the power with.
mm,
Teachers were enthusiastic about the content, but then they say, when you're gone from the training, we don't know how to practice. We are not skilled enough.
mm,
We need you more. So to answer this and to give really this support for everyday training between teachers or even with kids,
yeah.
all ages, they created this game. And slowly, the people were enthusiastic about it, and some trainers tried, like enCOMPASSion in Norway. They started using the same game with corporates
Mm,
in other worlds. And they found out it was working a lot. People were getting into NVC, diving into NVC much quicker, more quickly than with usual trainings. And then she started traveling. She went to China. She went to South America, and it has been spreading over the years. It has been translated in more than 20 languages.
yeah.
Lately, I translated in Swahili.
Mm,
So I think it's in Hindi too. I have to check. So really, it's something that was missing a bit in
mm,
NVC, in nonviolent communication training. Something physical that people can touch, use. It can address all ages, and
yeah.
so because you see what strikes me is that when I come to for a short time in Africa in, or India or South America, whatever, people don't have time.
Mm,
And each minute is very precious. We don't have much time to interact together. So it's so important to share something that goes directly to the essence, and then that people that can use it. And I really honor and appreciate the willingness to learn that I do not find in Europe as much. People go to many lectures, to many trainings, but then they don't integrate. Whereas in Africa, people will say they get a small bit and then they use it every day, and they're much more skilled and they integrate much more quickly than in Europe. People in Europe, they are so stuffed with so many things that they just expect to be fed.
mm,
Uh, and that strikes me. That's why I'm so passionate to bring with people. Even in prison, I've been to jails to share it with people. Say, oh, I have this moment, and now I take it, and
yeah.
it's enough to grow and to spread in my life. Yeah, to change my life.
In a way, to me, that speaks to the purpose of NVC or the real value that NVC can have in communities where resources are not so free flowing, where things are tighter, where time is money and money is survival. And these are stark realities that become that can be very difficult to hold. And yet that starkness, I notice it creates a sort of capacity for depth that's very immediate. And there's such beauty and power and a certain quality of, I mean, certainly some sadness comes up. And yet there's so much potential. There's so much to be grown and learned and planted and sown like seeds, like you say.
And it really supports and gives another dimension, a nonviolent communication, to the social work people are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because doing social work can be at sometimes very violent. You can be violent to yourself. You can be violent with others. You know, it's just the need is so there that you want to do everything and you cannot, you know. And having this ability to step back, be aware what's going on, and take care of the connection changes the whole setting, changes all the meaning of what you're doing, of your actions. It's the basement. It's really the basement of life. That's what I was saying at the beginning.
Yeah, the basement of life. Foundations, really, like the
Foundations, yeah.
absolutely the ground level. That speaks to me because I noticed that yes, when I'm on the field, there can be quite a push and pull of the urgency and the scale of the thing, and a lot of non-profit social work kind of interventions end up focusing on numbers and getting to a certain quantity of impact. And I'm not sure I see as much as I would really like to see about the quality of impact. And I enjoy how you say that there's a difference between, or I am hearing like a difference between um, like the numbers and the impact measured like that, and then this currency of connection or the currency of mattering within social work, because really that's the heart of it. One is suggesting that the whole paradigm that suggests that some people deserve less, the entire system, we're really challenging that. So the more we're practicing, the more connected we are, the more connected a person is on the, in everyday relationships. It doesn't even have to be on the field, but the more connection there is, the more that system where some people don't have enough changes. And it's a really powerful thing that you just said. Thank you.
Yes, and I would add on that really to come from this power. You can still have power over when you help people. You help people.
Yes. Yeah.
And you're maintaining the paradigm of you're the good one who is helping the poor one and so on. Whereas through NVC, you do the same action probably. You will bring some energy there, some finances there. There's an interaction. But then it opens a space for interdependence, for mutuality, for the other person to be aware of what all the wealth the person can give back,
Yeah.
and all the wealth you're receiving back from them also. I think it's changing the whole energetical system when you because when you give you receive, and so it's so important to
Yes.
bring awareness around that and
Absolutely.
not repeat the same patterns again, even with the best intentions in the world.
Yeah, the part that speaks to me the most is this, that it is as important to receive as it is to give. And yes, that one-sided giving can really become an act of not violence perhaps, but definitely reinforcing that system that I give to you from a place of having to you in your place of not having. Whereas if I can offer with an openness to also receiving something back, and I know that this is a really big challenge for me. We've received so much support from the NVC community, the trainers, and from the NVC India community, from individuals. They'll show up, and there's such a we are so held and so cared for, and yet this old pattern inside that says, oh, but if I receive, I have to give something back, is it's there, and it's completely alive. And I see that when I bring awareness to it and I'm opening myself to receiving with more openness, and also maybe a quality of grace, that yes, this is not mine, I'm open, I come open armed, it changes the quality of my connection. And that has such an important ripple moving forward in any direction. So
Yes, it's an NVC for me is an invitation just to be you, to be with the other person, and that's enough. That's just enough. Before actions or anything else. And having this quality of being present is, of course, people are need to eat, need have essential needs, and be able, even through that, to connect to this joy of I am me, you are you, and it's wonderful.
Yeah. And it's enough.
And it's enough.
Yeah.
Changes the day, the world. It makes the day of the person, it makes your day, but that's enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are all longing for connection. It's universal and it's beautiful and it's beautiful. And inviting people to empower them and say, you think you're poor, but you're rich. You are you. And it's wonderful. And I see you.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah. It does change. For us, there was a very direct experience with acknowledging, well, not acknowledging, but well, for us, there was a very direct experience with this question of, am I seen? Do you see me? Do I matter? In our work, we found that that's really the first line of anything. And it shows up so immediately. It's not something that takes years of trust building. Everything anybody is saying is a bid for clarity. Am I enough? Do you see me? Can you see who I am? Is this okay? And addressing that, I think if so grateful to have these NVC tools and awareness, because if we hadn't known that, we would have just missed it completely. And so and then there's this real question for us. I mean, I think as an NVC trainer in India, as a person doing anything at the grassroots with NVC, there is this question of, how do I, if it takes years and years for somebody to become a certified trainer or a practitioner who can actually live this, we'll be here till the next decade, and then we may not have a planet left. So that would be a bit of a problem. So I really like what you say about the no-fault zone game. I'm very excited about this possibility of something that one can learn and use immediately. And I see such value in that. So.
Learn and use and share and teach afterwards very quickly too.
Yeah. So for people coming, it's not just about their learning and their use, but also that when taking it beyond this to their own communities, to their own families, to their own workspaces, this is something people can look forward to at this workshop in these 3 sessions. Yeah.